The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. He missed the complete that. He's crazy.
As I said, Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
Determination, skill, speed. These drivers will need all three to achieve victory, with only one goal: to be crowned the next Lionheart champion. 40 drivers and 28,000 horsepower racing to keep his memory alive. With so much on the line, they will push their cars to the limit. So buckle up. It's about to get wild.
Blows over and goes quite the ride on his lid. And they were side by side off of pit road. Here comes Jake Ray with the red top side.
You're watching the premier American Open Wheel Series on iRacing. The Lionheart IndyCar Series presented by First Medical Equipment starts now.
From the blimp high above the Irish Hills in southeastern Michigan, you're watching the Global Sim Racing Channel's Live As It Happens coverage of the third annual Lionheart All-Star Race presented by First Medical Equipment. In just under a quarter hour, the green flag will wave here at Michigan International Speedway, giving the go-ahead for a small field of DW12 open-wheeled IndyCars to dive into the first turn, beginning the 25-lap transfer race. The top three finishers will then join a larger field of drivers already eligible for the 75-lap main event all-star race that follows. Both races will be included in this GSRC broadcast, so hook up the internet to the big screen, pour yourself a beverage, make yourself a snack, because 100 laps of simulated IndyCar excitement will be streaming your way. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another GSRC broadcast. I'm your host, Bill Soup Zahn. Helping me call the action is our open wheel expert, Sean Ambrose. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is our director and reigning MX5 World Tour champion, Amjad Yaman. And at his disposal will be the camera locations provided by the Ansel Adams of iRacing, Dougie Beard. I'm so excited to be part of the team I personally am so excited to be part of the team assigned to cover the entire 22-race Season 4 Lionheart schedule. The first tear that I ever shed as the result of a sporting event, from a sporting event disappointment, was when I was 7 years old watching a 2-week delayed Wide World of Sports coverage of the 1967 IndyCar, the Indy 500. Just a few laps short, I witnessed Parnelli Jones' STP turbine coast to a stop, and it brought a tear to my eye just a few laps short of victory, and I've been an IndyCar fan ever since. Now, what Sean and I hope to achieve on these broadcasts is a mixture of a poor man's version of Paul Page and Sam Posey, with two friends dueling elbows in a $75 turn one seat, juggling a soda and a dog in one hand and a program on binoculars in the other. But even taking into account the verbal challenges of the announcing team, Amjad, Sean and I will attempt to tell the story of the race that hopefully will rival anything offered by a television network broadcast. This non-points all-star event will let the announcers, as well as you new GSRC viewers, become familiar with the personalities that we'll be covering all season long. And we invite everyone to stay with us throughout the season for the entire 22-race Lionheart schedule. Now, Sean, I've painted with broad strokes. To get into the details, let me bring you in here. Here's my partner, Sean Ambrose. Sean, tell everybody a little bit about the nuts and bolts of what's in store.
Well, let's start with the track. We've traveled to the Irish Hills of Michigan, and this old girl's been around since '67. 2 miles of just wide open speed, baby. 18-degree banking in the turns. That D shape across the front there, the start finish, that's going to be 12 degrees. Lots of moving and shaking going on, 4 or 5 wide possibly across that line. But tonight we're going to run the all-star format, and 25 laps here to start this transfer race. No fast repairs, fixed setup. And we've got the drivers eligible tonight for this race are anybody that's a Season 4 race sponsor. The drivers that finished from 11th to 20th last year in the points, and any shootout race winners. And we've got a good field on hand for you here for 25 laps, and that's going to kick things off. And then we're going to run 75. The top three from this race, Bill, are going to move on to that big 75 lap race coming up just after the transfer race. And they will get in the field and race for the big dough, baby. Big prizes there at the end. But first, I think we got Brandon Lincoln in, and we're going to talk to him. And he's on board as our first medical equipment sponsor this year. And Bill, Brandon's made his way in. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Brandon, hello, this is Soup. I'm going to be doing the lead commentary here today. It's good to talk to you. I know you want to talk a little bit about our sponsor here today.
Oh no, Mr. Bill. I am with First Medical Equipment with our extended family. It is run by my mother and has a gift shop attached with my grandmother. And the short version is that we do our best to take care of people that can't take care of themselves, or at least make their life easier in the best way we know how.
Well, you know, this is a business that's close to my heart because my wife suffered a stroke a few years ago, so she uses a walker to get around, and we're always the stuff you guys do makes our life easier. Now, can they order? Or can they order by mail order, or is it just local walk-in? How does it work?
We certainly hope so. That's our goal anyway. In terms of getting people what they need, we do have a website that has an extensive list of the products that we provide. It's better if you can contact us, or at least in the extended area. We service quite a few counties outside of where we are, even over into Illinois. But it's not a typical retail type of business. You've got insurances involved and the government and things like that. So they regulate those things kind of for us. So we certainly don't want to break any rules, so we do the best we can with what we've got.
Well, God bless you for the work you do, because it does make lives easier for people who need a little assistance. And also, let's thank the company for supporting this series. Now, before I let you go, let's talk a little bit. I hear you have a voice from the female persuasion as your spotter tonight. You want to tell me a little bit about that?
I sure will. This last year, I do a lot of research. The guys in this league are just ridiculously talented, and I'm one of the ones that came in with the desire to learn, to get faster, to get better, and to make myself better. And so I have to work a lot harder than most of the guys who can just jump in and be fast. I'm not one of those guys yet. I hope to be. But in my research, I do a lot of watching on the internet, YouTube and Twitch and the like, and I ran into a girl by the name of Katie Reed, who does a lot of spotting for the guys who race on both of those channels, and kind of befriended her, and we've played other games together, and mentioned that I was doing this league this year, and she said, "Hey, you want a spotter?" I said, "Heck yes, I sure do." So yes, we're working together this season, and I'm really looking forward to that. So we'll win or die by her choice.
Okay, well, if you get into trouble, we'll know who to blame. Well, hey, thanks a lot.
There we go.
Good luck to you today. Are you in the? You're not in. Are you in the transfer race, or have you qualified for the All-Star race?
No, I'm already in the All-Star race.
All right. Well, congratulations and good luck to you in that. That's going to be coming up later. And there we have Brandon Limke of our sponsor there, First Medical. Let's get the sponsor name right there. I believe it is First Medical Equipment. There you go. And they service, I think they're in Iowa. All right, Sean, let's talk a little bit about the some of the prizes that are going on here today for these guys.
Well, okay, so today at stake is the $25 to win tonight. Okay, that's going to be paid out by the league. But listen, lots of great things going on in the Lionheart Racing Series this year. Overall, by the end of the season, they're going to give out just somewhere around $1,100, just over $1,100 in prize money Lots at stake. The series champ is going to win $200. Second place is going to take home 150. Third, 125. They're gonna pay out all the way down to 20th place. So getting in that top 20 and racing hard, it benefits you, and yeah, they pay a little bit of money to join up, but it's all for the fun and the championship. Uh, Podium drivers are going to get plaques. Last season's plaques have started going out, and if you look them up on Facebook at the Lionheart Racing Series on Facebook, you'll see some of those pictures they posted, and they'll be giving awards for the Triple Crown winners. We'll have three of those big races this year: Rookie of the Year, Clean Driver Award, you name it. There's just so much at stake here in the series every week, Bill. They've got these great badges that they use for the cars. They hand out the Pole Award and the Pole Award and the Winner Award, and you'll see those on screen now. They put those on the cars back there in the wing area or wherever they find a spot for them. But Jake Wright racked up a few of those last year. We won't see him here in the transfer race, but we will see him in the main, and don't know that he'll be running any of those from last season, but I'll sure bet he'll have some of those before this season is over. But like I said, there's just so much at stake. They're also doing a manufacturers championship this year, just having a little bit of fun with it. There's really no prize money on the line, but they're just kind of competing for bragging rights. They'll do it all season long, and just kind of for fun. But some of the brands at stake are Mazda and Honda, of course. Lexus has joined the fray. Dodge, Audi. Who else did I see? Subaru is in the mix. So I believe that's Tony Lurcock in the number 42 will be running the Subaru this season. So
Yugo, any Yugos? Did they choose to go with the Yugo? No.
Yeah, I don't see a Yugo. I see a Mazda. I do see a Mazda. Michael Gray, Team Nail It. He'll be running a Mazda. But yeah, so something for a little bit of fun, add a little spice to the series, if you will.
Oh, you know what? We have the pleasure here at GSRC. Sean and I have the pleasure to broadcast several series, and I must admit that the press pack that these guys gave us from Lionheart rivaled anything that you would see at a real professional event. It was like a 7 or 8 page document, all laid out perfectly. Very impressive. So it let us do our homework, and I'm pretty well informed here. Now, what's going to happen? We have a little 25-lap sprint race coming up for you folks. This is for the drivers that weren't quite up there. Sean talked about who's eligible here. This is the top 3 are going to transfer over into the 75-lap main event that's going to be following this one. Now, Sean, I don't think we're going to see any pit stops. I think they have enough fuel probably to go the distance on this one. Unless there's a yellow flag, then they might want to come in for fresh tires here.
Yeah, Bill, they're not going to need a pit stop, but they very well may get one. Certainly the fresh tires will help you for any lap you turn around here. They're just cranking so much speed, 230 miles an hour in the draft, and the push will be a real factor here. This setup is fixed. It's the iRacing fixed setup. I believe they made just a small gear change to it. So they're going to be awful fast, and with only 25 laps, I imagine they're going to be pretty racy, buddy.
Well, when watching practice earlier today, what's going on? It was a lot of pack racing. If everybody's going to be, everyone's going to really have to be on their game to stay out of trouble, because they were running 2, 3, 4 wide sometimes. And with this small field, I don't think it's going to stretch out very much. Now, one thing that I like is there are no fast repairs. This is some serious racing. You make a mistake, your day is over. And for these drivers trying to qualify to get into that podium position, transfer over, your day could end quickly.
Yes, it could. And speaking of ending quickly, this is the end of qualifying. So our qualifying session has ended.
Looks like we have 15 names on the list now. 12 of them posted times. So we'll go ahead and run these down right now. They're going to do a pace lap all the way around before they go green. Sitting on the pole, Chris Stouffer with a lap time of 32.171. Now only 4, if I do my decimal points right, that looks like tenths, 100ths, 4 1,000ths behind him is Tony Schowen at 32.175. So it's 0.171 versus 175. And those are going to make up your front row. Second row, Chris Gutierrez. And outside of Chris Gutierrez on row 2 is going to be Jason Galvin. Now making up the third row, Drew Motz, a time of 32.2. So again, only less than a tenth of a second behind our pole sitter. And Jack Bogan outside of him in the 6th position. Sean, who do you have in 7th?
All right, that's going to be Michael Gray in the 888. He will start 7th inside of that 4th row. Pete Edwins in the 16 will start in 8th on the outside of that row in the Dirty Blinds. DW12, Alfred Shepard, the number 13, will start 9th. Dave Barber just outside of row 5 there in the number 23. Ed Tutwiler, number 9, he'll start 11th. Vincent Blumenthal, he is there in 12th, starting on the outside of row 6. And that completes Bill, that will complete the field as Go, Close, and Held are not eligible to run this race.
Okay, so we have a dozen drivers in here. Their goal is simply to get into the top 3. Winning is always nice, and would be a great way to start off your season, but honestly, you want to get to the big event. So let's go ahead. You see that beautiful pace car out there in front, the Childhood Cancer Organization pace car that leads all the iRacing laps here under yellow. Looking there at the number 7 machine on the front and inside there of Chris Stouffer in that dark colored machine. Outside of him in row 2, Tony Schowen. Now, as you guys will get more familiar, if I get more familiar with the drivers and you guys get more familiar with me, you'll understand that my rods and cones are kind of shaky. But to me, Tony Schowen looks to be in a nice red machine. Sean, would you call that thing red?
Let's see. Tony Schowen is definitely in a red machine. That would be correct, Bill. Yes, sir.
Okay. So watch these as they come around now. Just getting into turn 3 right now, exiting turn 4. 25 laps here today. The lights are off on the pace car. I think it's going to pull in this time. They lead him around. 25 laps. All systems a go. Light the candle and say the shepherd's prayer as Season 4 transfer race is going green. Leading them into the first corner. Chris Stouffer is going to take that leader. Dropping into second, Tony Schowen. Chris Gutierrez drops into third. Everybody clean so far. Jason Galvin in fourth, now making a move on the inside. Jack Bogan making a move on the inside, not going to get that done. They start to bunch up. They go 2 by 2 behind the leader of Stouffer. Behind the leader of Schowen. Duck into the inside now from the outside, making a move. Going to get the lead. Moving into the lead now. Stouffer. Sean, how's it look farther back?
Oh, it just had to look like a car got up near the wall there out of shape. I think that was Drew Motz. Lost the handle on it there for a minute. He's a little bit off pace, but he's back. Yeah, I think he's back under power. Everything going well there, but just up in front of him. Good battle up there. Those guys, that pack is starting to move. Pete Edwins with a little contact there with Chris Gutierrez.
It's going to be hard to call all the lead changes here as Schowen had the lead. He's lost it now, moving back into first, Chris Stouffer. Stouffer and Schowen swapping lead positions there on the inside now. Jack Bogan in the third position there, kind of that I race for Cage, it says.
Yeah,
Gage.
That's the I race for Gage machine, and Jack having a really good run to start this race in third, hanging on.
Oh, I hear some
behind him.
Here's some contact with a spinner. Peter Edwins has lost it. Edwins has looped it into the outside wall. Looking at it, it looked like he might have got clipped. I don't want to put the blame on Drew Motz. Motz might have got him. Caution is out. Oh, Schowen, our up front, our leader.
Yeah.
We're watching to that. Oh, my goodness. Looks like Schowen got into it with that lavender car there.
Yeah, he that was actually Jack Bogan.
Bogan, yeah.
Yeah, Bogan's car started to kind of drift up there off the apron, and he caught Showen and destroyed that race car. The number 31 machine just totally wiped out.
That's too bad. Bogan and Showen both had the pace to do the transfer, but now as we're going to be on board now, going to the replay one more time. And we're on board with who director? Oh, we're on board with Showen. You can see, Sean, that you can watch the car drift up in. There's nowhere for him to go.
Yeah, nowhere at all. It's just hit hard. Took out the whole car. Both of them, too. Bogan's in as well. His car is done.
So we had two simultaneous spins that were unrelated there. We had the one in the back that involved Peter Edwins, and then we had the one up in front with Showen and Bogan. Now, both of those cars, all three of those cars are in pit lane. I think their day is done. So that's going to give our Slim Arc field down to 9.
Yeah, man, and we got that caution early. It's really a lap 4 incident, and you know the apron is treacherous, man. In those turns, you got to be really, really careful. And it looks like just a small slip up there takes out 3 really good race cars. But man, we're going to get back after it here in a moment. We're going to have see one car going in the pit now. I don't catch who that was. Let me go back and see here. I believe that was Chris Gutierrez taking it in the pits.
Yeah, he came in from the second position there, so he's going to come in, I would imagine, get some fresh rubber and see what he can do there with 20 laps to go. Shepard is also in, so a few of the front runners have decided to come in and freshen up with some new tires.
Well, you know, with a 9-car field right now, honestly, if you guys can stay in a group, then you've got plenty of time to play with there to get yourself up to the front. Plenty of racing groove to work with here at Michigan. And, yeah, when these guys get restarted, which they'll do single file, as they always do here in the Lionheart Racing Series, I'm sure they will, like I said, group up, and you'll start to see that side-by-side racing again pretty quick.
Oh, who do I have to send the thank you letter to for the single file restarts? That's somebody making a wise decision.
Yeah, they started that, was it last season? I believe it was during season 2, our first season with them. They changed that towards the end of the season, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, stand and applaud that idea. Let's set the stage. Chris Stouffer out in front. Now he's being followed by Jason Galvin in second position there. Dave Barber running out third. Drew Motz and Michael Gray make up the top 5. Pace car looking to come in this time. Oh, the lights are still on. We're going to go one more time around. Lights are off. Okay, there we go. The lights are off, so this will be the final time around. We talked about Gray. Vincent Bluthenthal sitting in 6th position. Ed Tutwiler in 7th. Then we saw the guys who came in for rubber, Chris Gutierrez and Alfred Shepard running in 9th. Still very much in the hunt here with only 9 cars.
Yes, sir. And it's going to be a good hunt because when we get restarted, it's going to be time to boogie. And we've got 9 cars out here that are very capable of doing it. But I got to tell you, Jason Galvin, he was starting to get hooked up on that first run and make his way to the front. That KGET number 42 machine is hot tonight. And Jason looking pretty good here to start this race. Going to get started in second. Let's see if he can figure out what Chris Stouffer's going to do here, Bill.
Yeah, Shepard and Gutierrez back at the back of the field. You know, they don't have to get all the way up to the front. They only need to pick up a handful of spots to get to that podium position, which is really all they're really looking for here. Pace car coming in, makes that late dive down to pit lane. And now we have our leader, Chris Stouffer, pacing the field. Stouffer with a great jump. Gets a nice lead out there. Jason Galvin locks into second place. Barber in third, but keep an eye now on the driver in fourth, looking to go to the outside. And that's Motz, but Motz is going to settle in fourth position. The first 4 cars stretch out a little bit. Michael Gray being challenged back there by Bluthenthal. Bluthenthal looking to go to the inside of Gray, and Bluthenthal is going to move up and take over 5th position. Gray relegated to the outside there. 2x2 behind him now. Tutwiler on the inside. Tutwiler on the outside. Sorry, that's Chris Gutierrez in the dark-colored car moving in there. Those four drivers in the battle.
Galvin taking the lead. Coming across the line. He gets ahead of Stouffer, but Stouffer on the inside heading into one. Galvin stuck up top. Barber taking advantage of that on that inside line. Galvin picking up speed. Here he comes again. Getting a run. The run is strong in this car. Just pulling him heading into 3 there, Bill.
Yeah, Barber pinned on the inside, had no help, and the outside train went right past him. Meanwhile, another challenge for the lead. Stouffer seems to be the cream of the crop here today, but meanwhile, ducking to the inside and getting that lap done, there is Jason Galvin. Galvin's going to close the door there and take over first place. In that beautiful blue and gold machine, but it's not going to be long because that's the nature of the beast here at Michigan Speedway, as Chris Stouffer just takes it back whenever they want. These guys are just kind of feeling each other out as they go 2x2 behind him. Motz and Barber back there in third.
Chris Gutierrez getting a really nice run. He's got a angry pack he's driving with there. Michael Gray trying to split the middle. Don't think he's going to do it. Ed Tutwiler with the best seat in the house. He is going to back off just a bit there. That battle between Blumenthal and Gutierrez is raging on. Going to try and make it through. No, Gutierrez moves up to the top. These boys are having quite a run. Ed with a really nice view there. Watching the action.
Now, it's about 1.5 seconds from who's in fourth position right now. It changes at the blink of an eye as there's another lead change right now. It's about 1.5 seconds back to the second pat. Now, it's Chris Gutierrez now up into fifth position, and he's trying to get back. If he can get onto the toe of Motz, maybe he can suck the rest of these guys. Gutierrez, Blumenthal to come with, and Tutwiler, Gray, all would like to be pulled along.
Yeah, Blumenthal not having any of it, man. He wants that spot, and they're going to play with each other. And while they do, those four in front of them are going to start picking up a little bit more ground. But I do see a car at risk of losing that draft, Bill, and that looks like that could be Drew Motz. Maybe not. He does get a nice run down there off the inside.
I think Drew might be saying, I think I can run with these guys. I don't need to be up fooling around here. All I need to do is pick up one position, and I think his chances are probably better to get that done if he would just be patient and sit back there and relax a bit, and I think that's what he's doing. And back what we call the popcorn position right there with his soda and his popcorn, watching the action that the three guys in front of him are putting on of Galvin, Stouffer, and Barber. Right now, just to let you know, that's Galvin out in front, Stouffer in second, Barber in third, but that's not going to last very long as there goes Stouffer.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, the drivers are already talking. They're never going to catch that front pack if they don't get busy and maybe work together just a little bit, and he is absolutely right, because that race up front is being contested heavily, Bill.
Now, it's been my experience in this that you actually run faster lap times. Now, correct me, Sean, if you don't necessarily agree with me if you don't here, that you actually run faster lap times doing this leapfrog down each. If they can do it so quickly, see, Stouffer's able to get around Galvin without even losing momentum there. And then Galvin can do it back here on the main straight. So while you think they might be going slower because they're battling, I don't think that's the case. Would you agree with me on that?
I do to an extent, yeah, but when you lose that lead pack, you've got to, you know what, you just start to reach your straws and try anything that you might think works, and, you really can't push with these cars. I certainly don't recommend it. They don't take that real well, and it's not encouraged within the league, but yeah, the leapfrog will get you so far, but man, as that pack starts to get away and these laps tick down, we've only got just 9 laps left right now, about to have 8 laps left. You've got to get busy quick, and I think these guys behind are starting to run out of time if we don't get a caution flag, Bill.
What's frustrating for Gutierrez in fifth is he is holding station with Motz. It's about 1.5 seconds back, but he is so close to getting the toe. He just can't seem to get there. If Motz would drop back a little bit, of course, Motz doesn't want to do that as we have another pass for the lead. Stouffer goes ahead and takes it. So I think it's going to be really exciting here. Remember, we have a 4-car battle up in front. It's going to be a game of musical chairs. There's 4 cars, but only 3 chairs for these guys to advance. So one of these guys is going to be sad.
I think Motts is taking it really easy on those tires right now. He's kind of not in that mix. He's right on the fray there, watching, getting ready to pounce. Not many laps left. He's saving those tires for those last 5 laps maybe. Motts, all he has to do to get to third, he's got to get to third to get into the next race.
Still a battle as they go kind of in diamond formation down the front straight. Looking back now, Gutierrez is still the car running in 5th position. Nobody's messing with him as we'll look at that right now. Gutierrez, Bluthenthal, Tutwiler, and Gray. Those are your 4 cars back there. It looks like Alfred Shepard has lost touch with all the leaders there. He's going to need a disaster to get in there. And there goes Bluthenthal making a move, moving up into 5th position. Maybe now if those guys start to swap, maybe they're going to figure out we're not doing it. We're not, Chris, you're not getting us there, so maybe we got to start leapfrogging back and forth. Go ahead, Sean.
I don't know, race up front there. Drew Motts tried to make a move there on Dave Barber. He's working him over. There's the battle for third, starting to shape up. 5 laps to go, Bill. 6 laps to go.
Yeah, Barber just testing there, back there in 4th place back there in that car number 26. I really think he's got a good chance to get to the transfer spot. Honestly, if all I wanted to do was finish 3rd, 4th position is where I'd want to be right now. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think he's been setting him up here for about 8 or 9 laps, to be honest with you.
And I'm not even sure the leader is safe. I'm really not. I think it's very possible that the leader could get past here as we see another pass for the Stouffer moves into the front ahead of Galvin.
Motts up
now.
to 3rd.
Now he's made his move up to 3rd.
That fight not being given up easily.
Barber not happy to race back. And Motts almost comes down on Barber as they go 2 by 2 behind the dark car there is Stouffer.
Yeah, that shakes things up just a little bit. Heading down the back stretch, right up against the wall. Drew winning that drag race, heading into 3. Galvin up top, losing speed. That's giving Motts a run. Motts making a run at Galvin for 2nd.
And these guys have really distanced themselves. Chris Gutierrez is back into the 5th place, trying to lead that car all the way around, that 2nd pack around, but it's not going to happen. And now dropping back a little bit is Dave Barber, as we have 3 laps to go. But I think Barber's just trying to see, maybe get back how much of a run I can get, but got to be careful there, Dave. Starting to drop a little bit too far behind Motts as we have another lead change. Stouffer moves into the lead. Galvin in 2nd. Motts in 3rd as they come around the start-finish line this time. There'll be 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go, and I got to tell you, I think Barber's not, he's given up too much space there. I don't think he can get a run from there. It's going to be really hard unless Mott starts to fall off, but maybe here, Mott's not quite as good off the turn. We're going to come around with 1 to go, and there's still a battle for the lead.
Once again, the new leader, Jason Galvin, Chris Stouffer has taken over the spot. Galvin into 2nd, and here comes Motts down to 3rd as they start the white flag. They cross the start finish line for the final time. Stouffer on the outside loses the position as Jason Galvin now takes the lead. Stouffer in 2nd, Motts in 3rd, but the real question is, can Dave Barber get there? Barber has this skinny pedal all the way down to the floor. Can he get a run on Motts? Meanwhile, Stouffer takes over the lead for 1st. Stouffer and Galvin, 1-2. In 3rd position is Motts, but here comes Barber. Barber's got a run on the outside on the 4th position. Does he have time to get there? It looks like your winner of this event is going to be Stouffer. 2nd place goes to Galvin. 3rd place Motts. Dave Barber couldn't get there. Michael Gray, Chris Gutierrez, rounding out the 5th and 6th positions there. Ed Tutwiler in 7th. Alfred Shepard was able to get up into 8th position ahead of Vincent Bluthenthal, who was in 9th. 10th, 11th, and 12th go to Tony Schoen, Jack Bogan, and Peter Edwins, and that rounds out your entire field. very exciting race. Congratulations to Chris Stouffer, Jason Galvin, and Drew Motz, who are going to transfer over into the upcoming All-Star race that's going to take place in just a few minutes. So right now, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back in a second to interview the winner of this race and show you the exciting 75-lap All-Star event that's going to happen very shortly. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's Live As It Happens coverage of the 3rd annual Lionheart All-Star Race presented by First Medical Equipment. If you've been here with us from the beginning, you just saw an exciting 25-lap transfer race that saw these names, Stouffer, Galvin, and Motts make it over into the main event, which is shortly upcoming 75 laps all-star event. Let's talk quickly to the transfer race winner. Do we have him available for us yet?
I'm up here looking.
See him?
There he is.
Let's see.
Yeah, we just caught up with Chris Stouffer. Hey, Stouffer.
Hello.
You got you a win, baby. You got into the big race.
Yeah, feels good.
You had a nice fight going with Galvin there. You two were mixing it up pretty good. What was that like?
Oh, that was a good, clean race, and you can't complain when you see that right there. It's the way it should be done. That's for sure.
Well, it is certainly good to see you in victory lane. That's a nice way to get things started this season. We kick off 2016, head on down to Homestead next week. How do you like your chances this season? Who's sponsoring you? Tell us a little bit about what you got planned this year.
Well, we started a new team, Adrenaline Motorsports. We got me and we got Joe Branch. We also got Christian Still. Got Tony Snowen and Randy Crosno on there. Feeling real good about our team, and we're sponsoring the first race of the season next week. So feeling pretty good about that race. I really like Homestrack. I know or Homestead. I know the rest of the guys like it a lot. It's a good racetrack, and we're all excited to get the season going.
Hey, Chris, it's Soup here. I have a question for you. We were watching the race, and we were wondering, do you think you get faster lap times doing that leapfrog technique if you can do it cleanly, the swapping positions back and forth?
Definitely. It's definitely a good way to pick up time, especially in these fixed races, because you got to use every little advantage that you have. And so definitely swapping back and forth with the right guys helps. And you can make up a lot of time doing that. And that was, I think, what me and him were doing. We didn't even have to actually say anything to each other, really. We just kind of did it on instinct.
Super. Sean?
Well, Chris, man, we really appreciate you coming in. Again, congratulations. Going to be nice to see you in this big race. 75 laps. What do you think about the set?
Oh, the set's fun to drive, that's for sure. You can definitely wheel it around the track, and I think we're going to see a lot of close, tight racing. I'm real excited that I made it in there. It's a privilege to be in there with a lot of those guys, and hopefully we'll put on a good show for you.
Well, we certainly hope so. Again, thanks a lot for taking some time to come on in. We got a couple other people to talk to here. Gonna bring in Jake Wright. He was our champion last season. Jake Wright, the 2015 champion. Bringing Jake in now to talk to Bill, kind of introduce yourself to each other. Jake, I'm going to hand you over to Bill. He's going to be easy on you, okay, buddy?
Jake, this is Soup. Great to have you with us here tonight. I hear that you are our champion from last season, and you're a youngster. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am the champion from last season. I'm only 16 years old, and I'm from Indianapolis. I've been racing here in the Lionheart IndyCar Series for just over a season now, and I've made my mark, so I've had a lot of fun here, and I hope to do it again next season.
Have you been to the Brickyard? I bet you that's a silly question.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
Actually, how close is the Brickyard from your house? Can you ride your bike there?
Well, I'm not there. I'm not in Indiana anymore, but it was about an hour away.
Oh, okay. You won the championship. I guess you were Rookie of the Year also. Who's your sponsor this season?
My sponsor for this season is SurveySystem.com.
What's your schedule like? Your railroad schedule? You going to be able to run close to a full schedule? I know they have 3 drop races. You think you can put in everything, get in points for every race?
Yes, I should be able to. No conflicts.
What's your forte, do you think? Do you like the road? Obviously, you're good at road and oval, and this series has a combination of both. You feel better one than the other?
Honestly, I feel okay at both. I think I can pull out consistent finishes no matter what track it is.
What got you into iRacing? Is this just, were you looking for a video game? Or are you a race fan, or what got you into it?
Just that right there. I was looking for a sim that featured the IndyCar, and I found it.
Is it obviously you're good at it? Are you? I like to ask this with all the drivers that are successful. Do you think it's just your eye-hand coordination that makes you good, or are you good at video? I mean, if I put you in front of a Pac-Man game, would you be good at that as well, or is it? What do you think makes you better than average?
Well, I definitely think it's more hand-eye coordination because I'm not good at Pac-Man. Uh, I honestly just think it's practicing and just experience with each car and being able to drive it to the best of your ability.
All right. Well, it's wonderful to get to know you, and I'm sure all the viewers again get to know you. There's somebody to keep an eye on, guys. Jake Wright, your last season champion, and good luck to you in this upcoming season, Jake.
Thanks.
Jake Wright, he'll be in the upcoming race, the 75-lap All-Star event that's going to be starting very soon. Sean, do you have somebody else to talk to?
Man, I sure do. I'm going to bring in George Anzaldo, the series president here, the man of the hour. George, great things going on for 2016. We talked about all the awards you guys are giving out, all the prize money you're giving out. Thanks again for getting on board here with us again for this season, and now our third season with you, and Bill on board too. And so great to be here on this Wednesday night. You've got to be excited, my friend.
Sean, I can't tell you how excited I am. This is going to be our best season yet, and it's something that seems like we're saying each and every season, but the league continues to grow, and we couldn't be more excited to get this thing kicked off.
Talk about that growth for just a second. I mean, lots of new drivers on board this season. You've changed up how you're going to set the field a little bit. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sean, we realized that 50 driver roster was quite large, and what we wanted to do is essentially try to hone in the somewhat smaller of a field and do away with the LCQ. We figured that with the type of drivers that we have, the 40 car field is something that we were interested in exploring. So we eliminated the LCQ. We still do have the 107% rule for the road, because obviously we want all drivers to be up to speed to kind of keep that quality of racing even on the road side.
Well, I got to be honest with you, the quality of racing has always been top-notch here, and I expect this season's going to be even more exciting with the fresh faces that have come on board. I do know you have a little something else going on this season, a little something different I want you to talk about for just a moment. What are you going to be doing on Thursday nights, George?
Thursday nights, very excited to present our new series. It's going to be the MX-5 Challenge, and we actually are going to be running the new MX-5, the global Mazda MX-5. It's going to be real exciting. It's going to be kind of more of a laid-back, if you will, type of series. However, I think the racing is going to be, again, it's going to be very exciting, because what we're doing is essentially we're opening it up to everyone on the roster, including the drivers that are on our practice roster, and then our IndyCar drivers. So, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I can't wait to get that started as well.
You're going to be giving a lot of money out this season. These guys, they earn their way in here, and they have to ante up and get, come out of pocket just a little bit. But, man, at the end of the season, it's got to be worth it. I mean, you're going to give $200 to the winner, and you're going to pay all the way down to 20th place. And we talked about how important it is to get in that top 20 to, not just earn a little bit of money, but make yourself into next season. And certainly as we get on through these 22 races, next season will be a big thing to talk about. But you're giving a lot of guys opportunity here to have fun. And I know it's just more than the money. You've got all these plaques that you've done. Tell people how they can see some of those plaques that you just posted here a couple days ago.
Well, certainly what we're going to do is we're going to give plaques out for P1 through 3. We're also going to do the plaques again for cleanest driver. So essentially, those drivers will receive those. Also for our Triple Crown race winners, we'll do plaques. Just something extra that we wanted to do for those guys who've worked so hard to gain those championships or those awards. But just to bring it back a little bit, I definitely have to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors, and as well to Brandon Limkeman with First Medical Equipment. We certainly would not be able to provide the prize money without our sponsors. So yeah, we were basically able to give back 100% plus of the entry fees to the payouts. And again, I mean, our members stepped up and essentially helped sponsor every race this season. And, I couldn't thank everyone enough for their support. I think it goes to show just how special our membership is, and just what a great group of guys that we've put together for this league.
Well, man, we're really looking forward to this season. I know Bill is. Bill, say hi to George.
I am so excited to be part of this show, and congratulations on a really well-run league.
Well, thanks, Bill. I've been watching your other races and broadcasts, so we've definitely been very excited to get you up there.
Oh, you're kidding? And I still got the gig? Oh man.
Yes. So thank you for filling in and being a part of the series.
All right, thank you. Good luck to you this season.
Thank you, sir.
George, and yes, this season you're also going to be driving a big challenge ahead. I wish you the best there, sir. Thanks for your tireless effort with this league and everything you guys do. Quality races every Wednesday night. Looking forward to the MX5 series on Thursdays. You can get a hold of George there at the website, and I may be even running with you guys on Thursday night. Still kind of undecided, but thanks a lot, George. Best of luck to you tonight here in the All-Star race.
Thank you, Sean. Just want to say big shout out to all of the admin team, past, present. Without their help, we certainly couldn't keep the league running. So thank you to all those guys who've helped so much and put in time to keep this thing running. Thanks
you know what? I'm glad you brought them up. Just real quick, go ahead and run down all the guys you've got on board working with you this season.
So we've got Jesse Vincent staying on board. We've got Pierre Deigel. We've got Jake Wright. We've got Jason Galvin, and we have Robert Bluen.
Okay, real quick. When are we getting those caution flags? I'm putting you on the spot.
Ooh, we got someone up there from who's completely not competing tonight. So I don't know. Nobody knows. We'll see.
Random. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a moment. George, thanks again. We're going to talk to Jason Galvin real quick. We're going to bring him down. Jason, one of the league administrators here and also one of the competitors, Jason Galvin, our second place finisher there in the transfer race, and raced his way in. I'm going to hand him over to Bill and let him introduce himself to Bill.
Jason, congratulations. Nice run that you had there in that battle for get you into the transfer spot.
Thanks, Bill. First off, let me say welcome aboard. We're real excited to have you on board here this year. Heard a lot of good things about you. I, too, heard some of your races. I actually petitioned to not bring you in after I heard them, but I was overruled by everybody else.
See, now you're clearly the wisest man in this series.
Well, I won't take credit for that. But no, hey, that transfer race was fun. It was intense. I don't think I made friends with my wife or dog because they walked in with like 8 to go, and I was like, guys! But it was a lot of fun. I sent Christopher a message there on that yellow, and all it said was, "I'm your friend," and I think he got the memo. So glad he worked with me, and glad that we get to race in the big show.
Yeah, he did a nice job of swapping positions. We were talking about him earlier, and I think that you not only did it keep you out in front, but I think it kept you guys away from the herd that was trying to make that more than just a 4-car show. You guys were running some pretty good lap times up there.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I'm not the best judge of talent in this series, but I think there's a good argument to be made that amongst the drivers who did not win a race last year, Stouffer and I were probably the two closest to being on the brink of picking up our first win. So I think that showed a little bit there maybe. And not to take anything away from Drew or Dave or Chris Gutierrez, let me tell you, that kid's going to be a force this year too. But there was some good talent. I think we got a little lucky with the way those yellows fell. And I know Chris went the tire route, maybe hoping for another yellow, and it backfired. But that was fun. It was good racing up front. And I think Chris and I will both be in the mix here in the main too. I'd be surprised if we're not at least competitive.
Well, speaking of talent, I understand you are the on-air talent in the morning in Bakersfield. Am I correctly informed on this?
You are correctly informed on that, sir. Yeah, I am the Sunrise, as we call it, the 17 News at Sunrise anchor in Bakersfield, California for the NBC station. We're the biggest station in the market. We're the highest rated station in Central California. So pretty exciting. Started in sports and in December kind of fell into a big time news anchoring spot. I still don't know how I did it. And every morning when I screw something up, I immediately think to myself, what the hell were they thinking? But much like you, apparently nobody above me is smart enough on the pay scale, so we're still here.
Well, they probably don't turn in for you. Who's your co-host?
Exactly. Maddie Jansen is my co-host in the morning. She's been on the show for 6 years. We're similar in age. She's a Bakersfield native who went and got her first job somewhere else and came back, so she's made it real comfortable, and it's been fun.
Well, I'm from Long Beach. Bakersfield is my stopover as my wife and I make our trip up to Sequoia every year.
Well, there you go. I actually grew up in Santa Clarita. It was kind of a fluke that I, and anybody's familiar with California, that's where Six Flags Magic Mountain is on the way to LA. But it was a fluke that I ended up in Bakersfield. Normally in television, you end up in some podunk city in the Midwest that you've never heard of for the first time. I just got lucky.
Yeah, that's a legitimate town here in California. And I believe the hometown, maybe Sean can correct, I think the Mears family is from Bakersfield.
That is correct. Rick and Casey, as well as Kevin Harvick. I've been fortunate in my endeavors in auto racing and broadcasting and announcing, which is how I got into broadcasting, to develop a pretty solid relationship with Kevin Harvick. I know Casey Mears and Rick not that well, but I have a really firm relationship with Kevin, which has its benefits in this town, as I'm sure you can imagine. But big racing city here.
It is.
The Mears is, Kevin Harvick. Ron Hornaday is from Palmdale, Lancaster, but he cut his teeth between Saugus Speedway and Santa Clarita and Old Mesa Marin up here in Bakersfield. Rick Corelli, who won a bunch of races on the Truck Series Tour back when it was the Craftsman Truck Series, and is now Kevin Spotter, ironically, is also from up here. So a lot of talent to come out of this town, auto racing wise.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish in that transfer. Good luck to you tonight in the All-Star event.
Thank you very much, Bill. We're looking forward to it. I just want to say thank you. I know George said it, but a thank you to Brandon and First Medical Equipment for coming on this year. And a big shout out and thank you to iRacing News and David Phillips and his whole crew over there. Really fortunate to have a good working relationship with them. That's kind of my role here on the admin side, is to handle our press releases and media stuff and that type of thing. And they've been more than gracious in working with us and have been very supportive of the league, as is iRacing in a whole. So real thankful for that relationship and the relationship we have with you guys at GSRC, and I'm ready to go racing.
Okay, go get them. Jason Galvin, your second place finisher in the transfer event. Sean, what the heck am I doing here in the booth? Why don't we get him off the track and get him up here to do some work for GSRC?
Man, I think you might have something there. We might be able to put him to work.
Might have to take a pay cut.
He just might. Here we go. The checkered flag of this practice session is out, and that means we're getting ready to do 5 minutes of qualifying. Let me tell you a little bit about what we're doing here first, though. All right, this is the big all-star race. Looks like we're going to have about 20 cars here, 25 cars. The drivers eligible for this race are your Season 3 winners. Pole sitters, Rookie of the Season, Jake Wright, he's in. The title sponsor, First Medical Equipment, he's in. And cleanest driver, well, that was Jake Wright, so he's in. Your drivers that finished P1 to P10 in the season point standings, they are locked into this field. And, man, those three that just made it through, and we just got finished talking to Jason there, but can't forget about Drew Motz. He raced his way in and took down that third place finish, so he's in this field. But everybody out taking their qualifying laps now, and that will set the grid Everybody's been fast here, but I got to tell you, I think I know one of the guys that has the secret to the speed. That just might be James Corhula. We'll have to watch him. The number 24 could be a driver to watch tonight. I know he would love to get an all-star win out here.
Speed is all well and good. I'm not sure how much speed's going to play a part in this as much as going to be a chess match to be in the position to make that last second move coming off of 4. I don't think you can do it on the back straight. From what I'm seeing, I think you can do it off of 4 and still get to the checkered start finish line first. You might be able even to do it from 3rd or 4th position, Sean.
Yes, sir. You just might. These cars get an incredible run. We saw it there in that first race, and the run will be everything. If you can time that just right, make a move on somebody and just get inside of them, or even on the outside if you got a little help from behind, you're going to pass them. You're going to go forward, and you're probably going to win this race if you make that move at just the right time.
Now they're going to have at least 2 cautions. They're going to, if we go green, which I doubt is going to happen anyway. I'd be surprised if actually these mandatory cautions are going to play a factor, because I got a hunch with this large field and it being so competitive that the caution flag is going to fly naturally. But they're going to have to come in for fuel because they're not going to have enough to go 75 laps here. So it's really going to be a matter of positioning themselves, getting track position when it comes down to the ending laps. It's going to be interesting to see how those guys in the qualifying, in the transfer race, how they fare. They maybe don't have the speed. They're maybe not as I'm not going to say respected, but maybe not as your top choice to win. But they do have 25 laps of racing under their belt. Give them a good idea of what's going on here.
Yeah, one of those guys that's in the mix is Christopher, winner from that race. He's sitting up in 4th right now, provisional qualifying position.
Right.
Just behind him, making his return, Big Joe Hassert, sitting in 5th right now on the provisional. I know he'd like to start inside. Maybe he can hold on to it. George Enzalvo right behind him. George getting out of the booth with us and into the car and having a pretty good quality effort so far. But time is running out, just about a minute and a half to go.
Hassert is kind of like Cher and Madonna. He doesn't need a last name. He's just Big Joe. That's all you really need to know.
That is all you really need to know about Big Joe, Minnesota State dart champion.
No way.
Yes, absolutely. Big Joe, a big player, man, and plays a little poker and pretty good at that, too. I heard he's taking money from just a few.
Honestly, that's what got me into iRacing is when California outlawed online poker. I needed something else to spend my time. Lord knows it saved me a lot of money.
Well, you probably don't want to play poker with Big Joe.
Don't want to get with Big Joe.
Yeah, it might cost you.
The rule is never play anybody who has just Big Joe. You need a last name or he's going to end up with all your chips. Okay, looks like the qualifying is done. We have 17 drivers that posted a qualifying time. Ed Tutwiler did not post one. Let's see if he's actually here today. I don't see if his car's out on the track. I don't see him there, so we might only have 17. Let's hope that Ed's here to make it a nice 18 is a much more even number. Okay, we're going to go through the grid right now since qualifying is all done. You're sitting on the pole. Well, look who it is. Let me make sure I refresh because I'm surprised to see that. I didn't have him so far up there. It's Jason Galvin. How did he have time to actually do the interview, go out there and put in a pole sitting lap? So we talked about those the drivers doing well that were in the transfer race. Well, there's one right up there. Now, Jake Wright, another interview that we had sitting outside of row 1. And again, the time difference there, 0.167 to 0.169, 2 1,000ths of a second separating those guys. Joe Branch inside of row 2 and Chris Stouffer outside of row 2 in the 4th position. Making up the 3rd row, Big Joe Hassert. Outside of him, another interview there, George Enzalvo. Sean?
Okay, and then we got to go to Dan Garrett at number 8, Sinclair Tractors DW12. He'll start 7th. Jonathan Goke on the outside of row 4, making his way back to the series from serving this country. He'll be in the 08. Tiger Connor, that's old Corey Connor. He'll start 9th in the number 2. Jesse Vincent making his return tonight the number 98, he will start on the outside of row 5 in 10th. Tony Lurcock, the number 12, will start 11th. Brandon Lincoln, he'll start 12th tonight, Bill.
All right, in the Baker's Dozen spot, help me out. I'll get this one wrong. I think it's Michelle de Jong. Did I get that one right? I got it, the director said. Now outside of him is somebody we saw put on a great show, Drew Motz, in the transfer race in the 14th position. 15th spot, Pierre Daigle.
That's good enough.
Oh, good enough. And here's Sean's favorite, sitting way back there in 16th, James Krahula back there, a GSRC associate of ours. Then in 17th position, Robert Lowen. And then we're not sure if Ed Tutwiler actually posted there. I'm looking. I think Ed might be out there. Nope, I guess not.
No, Ed did not qualify for this race, Bill.
17 drivers here tonight. 75 laps. They'll do one pace lap. Should be exciting. You can hear them all just taking their last little sections to get their nerves together. Holding the car stationary, 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake, the other foot on the clutch right now. Waiting for the lights to come up to roll around here for this one pace lap at Michigan. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Jesse Vincent's in this race. Team Nailed It, I believe one of the founders of Team Nailed It. Don't think he's going to be racing too much this season. He is going to race when he can, but not going to be a factor in the championship for the individual drivers championship or for the team championship. But he's going to run this one tonight, and I wasn't sure if he was, and now that I see him in the field, Bill, I got to tell you, you better watch that guy.
Somebody to keep an eye on. Let's go ahead and look at some of the cars there. Outside of row 1 there is Jake Wright, and I'm going to do a little color commentary here, and when I say color commentary, I mean it. I think that's a white and purple car. Of course, my rods and cones are weird, and I'm getting a confirmation on that one. All right. Dark blue.
Yeah, it's a bit of dark blue with some yellow and white. Yeah, there you go.
But that beautiful car on the inside there, KGET, that beautiful blue and gold machine of Dave Barber, looking good in 4th position. No, I'm wrong.
That's Jason Galvin and the KGET machine, and he will start this race on the pole as they come through 3.
Let me quickly refresh my timing and scoring machine. There is showing me the wrong names for my drivers. I know who he is. I just saw him race that entire last. There we go. Okay. Lights are off on the pace car. Jason Galvin sitting on pole position right now in that beautiful blue and gold machine. Pace car is in. Galvin leads them to the start-finish line. Galvin gets a good jump. Jake Wright's going to drop into that 2nd position. Moving into 3rd in that black and yellow machine, Joe Branch. Branch now trying to peek on the inside, and he's going to move up into 2nd position. They are side by side, Branch and Wright, Cialis bathtubs as they go down the back straight. Now Branch moves ahead of Wright. Very close position. Look at that. Stouffer now moving into 4th position. Big Joe in 5th position there, and charging up is George Alsaldo.
Yeah, Corey Connor back here. Corey Connor and Jesse Vincent hooking up, trying to catch this lead pack. Corey Connor on the move, on the inside. Jesse getting a nice run down there low as they head into 1.
Jake Wright going to go ahead and take that lead ahead of Galvin now. That's something we're going to probably see a lot of. Galvin tucks in behind him. Galvin has the experience from the previous transfer race. I don't think he's going to settle for 2nd position now with a run. And he says, see you later, Mr. Wright. I'm going to take that back. And Jake falls down into 2nd position. Branch in 3rd. Stouffer looking on the inside there in 4th. Stouffer and Branch side by side as they come down the main straight.
Yeah, lots of side-by-side racing. Jesse Vincent making a move to the inside, going into 1. Corey Connor hung up top. He's got Jonathan Goat right in front of him. Now, Vincent moving through the field.
We're watching Vincent right now up to 9th position. He's got Goke ahead of him now. Vincent dives to the inside. He's got 2 more cars ahead of him. Nowhere for to go. He's got Alzando on that side. Vincent battling. It's close fighting all the way through back there. 3 wide. 3 by 3. It looks like the start of the Indy 500s. They go down into turn 1. They get it all sorted out. Making a move now. On the outside is Big Joe Hassard moving up into third position. And there's a battle up front again. It's Wright and Galvin still going at it, but here comes Hassard tucking himself in. Nowhere for Hassard to go right now, but is he going to make it 3 wide down the front stretch? I think he might. He's got to run. Wright trying to make that car wide. Meanwhile, they lose momentum. So on the outside, Galvin takes a look. Everybody keeping nice distance. Beautiful, clean racing so far, Sean.
Pandemonium. 5 laps into this race, and these guys are fighting hard. Guys, we've got 70 laps to go. Take it easy. Just slingshot back and forth throughout the field. The whole field still within just not even, just over a second to the top 10. What a battle we're seeing here. Side-by-side racing, 3 wide at times. They head back down the front stretch into 1. And the battle up front is still real, man. Galvin hanging on, but Jake Wright, your leader, as they head out of 2.
It's a 14-car pack all the way back to the driver in 14th position, Tony Lurcock. Now, he's only 1.2 seconds back of the leader, so it goes to show you how close this is. And we're watching him right now. He starts to make his move as Tony starts to move up. He's got 3 cars ahead of him, though. It's hard to get up any positions, hard to make up any ground when they're 3 wide in front of you.
Well, I'll tell you who really got off pace. Drew Motz is really off pace right now. Lost the field and that car. I'm not sure if something happened, but he has definitely lost the pace. Doesn't even look like he's up to full speed right now, but doing about 217, 218 going down the back stretch there. But he has lost the field, and he's hoping for that caution to come out here sometime really soon to get back with everybody.
Well, I don't know how much hope he really has to have because he knows that one's going to come, so all he really needs to do is stay on the lead lap. Might be the smartest man out there. Sitting back there, as long as he can stay on the lead lap before the caution comes out, he'll be just fine. Meanwhile, Galvin is back up in front. Big Joe Hassard has moved into second position, and now we have a new leader as Big Joe is going to take the inside and grabs the first position. Galvin falls to the outside into second position. Now keep an eye on the inside there as Goke is making a move.
Here comes Staff Sergeant Goke, baby. He is on the move, trying to make it work. He does. He's able to hold it down there, Bill. Nice run. Goke having a good run to start this race.
Now
Getting the run from behind, Joe Branch.
Meanwhile, Hassard back out in front of Dan Guerin now in second position. Names keep coming. There are, as Darrell Walter would say, lots of comers and goers back and forth. As there's a battle now for the lead again, as we have a new leader, and as Dan Guerin is going to get up front. Hassard drops back into position there. Who's this guy? Tiger Connor coming up, making his name known.
Yeah, there comes Corey. All of a sudden, he is in the mix. Done a lot of work to get there. He started back in the field. But here comes Tiger down on the inside, the only one down there right now. He's working on our leader. Almost contact right there with Big Joe.
They kept it away. Connor and Hassard were able to keep it away. Usually we have to pan back through the field so we get everybody on screen, but what's happening is that the drivers in the back are coming to us. So we have new names up there. Connor, Hassard in second. Galvin and Wright still battling for third and fourth. Behind them, it's Goke in there.
And another battle for the lead. There goes Corey Connor to the inside. He takes it away. Heading down to 4. Corey Connor in the lead. Can he hold on to it across the stripe? I think he will. Oh, a drag race.
And that's something to watch. He was able to make that pass and almost got passed back by Guerin. You can't really make your pass too early here because it's almost hard not to make it too early when they can pass you so easily. And so now our leader is Connor, but of course that's short-lived as Big Joe Hassard takes over the lead. Oops, sorry, that's Connor in the lead.
Yep.
Guerin. A lot of similarly colored cars up there for me.
Actually, there's a lot of, I'm going to warn you now, Bill, there's a lot of green in this field. Big Joe Hassard choosing to go over to a green car this season, adding another one to the mix, confusing us all.
We have teammates up there running 1-2 right now, and that always makes it difficult. Then that car in third position, Hazard, running that like you talked. The Arctic Cat there is a green machine. Now there's the car that I can easily tell. The KGET car by Jason Galvin. That beautiful blue and gold machine ducking in now to third position. Back there in that dark machine, Chris Stouffer sitting in fifth position right now as they complete lap 14.
And our man, our eye in the sky, has decided that lap 14 would be the big lap to throw that first caution, Bill.
Well, I think that's a wise idea. I think we're going to throw this caution before somebody ended up in tears there. What exciting racing going on. Let's go ahead and run down the field right now while we have a second, all the way through, show these guys where they are. Tiger Connor in first, Dan Guerin in second, Jason Galvin in third position there. Big Joe Hazard running in fourth. Chris Stouffer in fifth. Jonathan Goke in sixth position. Sean, who do you got in seventh?
That would be last season's champion, the guy with the one on his car, Jake Wright in seventh. Brandon Lincoln, he is sitting in eighth. Jesse Vincent in ninth. George Anzalo, 10th. Joe Branch in 11th. Tony Lurcock is in 12th. And Pierre Dial got himself up to 13th. Michel DeYoung up to 14th. James Groula sitting in 15th. Robert Bluen in 16th. And Drew Mott's at the back of the field right now in 17th. But he was falling off bad, and that caution flag came out for a little bit of help.
One of the things that's very cool, although they don't seem to be on right now, I can't tell the lights. iRacing now has this new system with the lights on the behind the driver's helmet that tells them what position they're in. Yeah, sure enough, they're working. Very cool feature from iRacing, always trying to make it more realistic, and that's something that is in IRL. Boy, I dated myself there, didn't I? IndyCar racing.
Yes, sir. And funny you mentioned that in IRL. It does bring back a good memory. Here in Texas, they are going to be celebrating the 20th season at Texas Motor Speedway. And one of my fond memories is seeing my first IRL race at that track in 1997.
All right, well, I'll one-up you. I'll give you an IRL memory, and it's not really IRL. It's kart. The first, when they had the split and the IRL separated and they weren't letting the kart drivers race, kart decided that they were going to have their own even better race here in Michigan. I think it was called the American 500 or US 500, something like that, United States 500. They had the brilliant idea that since Indy started 3 wide, they would also start 3 wide. So kart decided we'll have a 3 wide race, and they crashed before the green came out, took out about half the field. Probably a very good forebearer of what was going to come between that split that pretty much decimated the open wheel series in America for about a decade and a half.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, it's on the rise once again.
It is back.
Yeah, it is, and I got to tell you, with the way these guys race here in the Lionheart IndyCar Series, it's a lot of fun. Brings back some of those great memories of tight racing, and they put on one heck of a display here in the virtual world, sir.
Well, I would venture to say that IndyCar is maybe the most competitive series, most exciting series to watch, major series is to watch, if I include Formula One and NASCAR in there. And I would say that this series right here ranks as one of the best run series that I've been associated with. I've only been here for one race, but it's really incredible. As the lights are out on the pace car now, as they have one lap to go.
Yeah, and our lineup's going to change just a little bit there. Pit stops, a couple guys did a little bit better on pit road. It looks like they all took 4 in fuel. Don't see much difference in the times, but Dan Guerin is going to cycle back out your leader. And Corey Connor will start in second place with Jason Galvin in third.
So help me out on this team name. Is I'm watching it on the car, there's a Team Nail Edit? Is that what it is? Or
nope,
am I reading that wrong?
Nailed it. Team
nailed
it. Yes, sir. Nailed it.
Nailed it. NAILIED. It. Got it.
Could be it's hashtag nailed it.
Nailed it. Got it. That makes much more sense than Nail Edit.
Yeah, they're gonna love all the publicity. Trust me, they're gonna just absolutely love that, Bill.
Well, let me tell you, they're 1-2 up there on the front row. Now, if you want to keep them straight, Dan Guerin runs the brightly colored lime green. I'm going to guess at it. Yellow, citrus colored. I can't go wrong. Those citrus colored wheels. Behind them is Tiger Connor. Now, I was incorrect when I said in row 1 they're going to be side by side. Of course, restarts are single file wisely here. So we'll watch here as Guerin brings them to the start finish line here, actually to the green flag. He's pacing the field. He gets a nice jump on his teammate. Gets a nice lead. Comfortably into the lead. Connor in second. Galvin in third. As those three drivers have a little gap now. They might be able to work together. They've opened up almost a second gap back to Big Joe Hassard, who's in a battle back there with Stouffer Wright, and Limkeman is back in there now. But Sean, big gap. Almost a second now from those three leaders. If they play nice, they could have a little easy run here.
Man, I'll tell you what, they got out to quite a jump. And, yeah, they've gapped these guys pretty good right now. To put just over a second, we got two cars in the grass. No yellow flag. I'm going back to the field here trying to catch that.
Looks like one of them might have been Joe Branch.
Pierre Teigl was one of those cars, too. Pierre in the unacceptable no-name machine, number 14. Purple wheels, black car with the green trim. He got down in the grass, but's able to save it. No caution flag.
And they know they have one more caution coming, so all they need to do is stay on the lead lap. But meanwhile, out in front are these three-car breakaway now. And now the blue machine there of Jason Galvin makes the move to the inside. Tiger Connor in second. And Dave Guerin in third. Of course, those two cars running second, third are part of the hashtag Nail It team. And so much for that as Connor goes back into the lead. But the gap, Sean, from Guerin in third place back to Big Joe Hassard is just under a second now. Hassard's starting to gobble up a little bit of that.
He's starting to catch the tail end. Yes, sir. He's starting to catch just a little bit of that air and starting to move up there just a bit. Got to watch out for Big Joe Hassard. He knows the fast way around this track. And that group there they might just be getting together here, starting to make a run on the front. Limkeman, he is leading that, but now Big Joe Hassard making the slingshot down the inside of the turn.
I think they're going to have to slingshot the same way that those three drivers out in front are. Now, the good news for these guys is even if they can't catch them, they know that there's a yellow flag coming, so it's really not that important. All they probably want to do is everyone get their car around clean till that final caution is thrown, and then they can throw caution to the wind, no pun intended, and see what they can do. Meanwhile, a new leader now as Galvin is swapped back into the lead.
Bill, this second group, they are starting to catch him just a little bit at a time. That slingshotting back and forth, it seems to be working. They are starting to pick it up just a bit. Limkeman makes that move to the inside of Hassard. They're doing it again.
Yeah, absolutely. They're beginning to run them down. The hounds are after the hares right now, and there's three hares to chase, and the way they're doing it, I think the chef's going to be cooking up the Hassenpfeffer pretty soon, because Big Joe Hassard and Brandon Limkeman are making inroads here on this lead that these front three drivers have.
Yes, they are, and they're coming. So those guys better watch out. James Krahula, now he's in that mix. He's starting to make a little bit of ground up, and Krahula now working on Jake Wright.
Oh, a little tap. While that was going on, actually a little tap between Connor and Guerin there. No harm done. As I look on Guerin's wing, it looks like the wing's okay. These cars don't really like to bump draft, do they, Sean?
No, sir. They do not like to bump draft at all, and quite frankly, a little bit of damage in this race will probably cost it for you. But Galvin on the radio, I think Galvin's got a little bit of trouble with his car. He might have picked up a little bit of damage. He's saying, not sure. I'm looking at the car. It looks fine to me. I don't see anything here immediately. But Corey Connor takes over the lead. Galvin in tow. He's looking to the inside.
Yeah,
Dan Guerin back there along for the ride.
Galvin Carr looks real sick there as he takes over first place nice and easy. Meanwhile, the distance back from Guerin back to these guys, Big Joe Hassard, is down to about 7/10. Hassard closing in about a half a tenth every lap now. And now Brandon Limkeman, go ahead, moves into 4th position.
Here comes George Anzaldo, the Lionheart IndyCar Series machine, the number 6, working up on the outside. He's got Stouffer to the inside. George loving that high line right now, getting a great run up there. Can get him off the turn. Stouffer and Anzaldo battling side by side as they head across the stripe, neck and neck.
Let's drop back to 9th position, back to Jake Wright, to show you what the competition is like. Your last season champion can't seem to get up there, can't get any momentum going. Now, he might just be sitting back there biding his time, no reason to get up there yet. He might feel confident that he can make it up there. Still 49 laps to go. Honestly, though, I'm not sure, Sean, if he's safer back there in 9th position. If there's going to be trouble, it's going to be coming his way.
Well, you know, so far it's been an effort. It seems like it's been a concerted effort to really just work together and try and catch this pack up front. Nobody really racing too hard or too dangerously right now. Again, it's just kind of a get together and see what these teams can do to get themselves to that front group. The field is actually starting to spread out a little bit now, Bill.
Well, I think it's a little bit easier to not have a date for the prom if you know that you got a pretty girlfriend and she's just away on travel in Europe. And I think that's what's going on here. I think these guys are all just sitting back. I don't know if that analogy makes any sense at all, but I think what these guys are doing is sitting back there knowing there's another yellow flag coming. They don't really have to worry about what's in front of them.
Yeah, they definitely have another caution flag coming. Who knows when it's going to come? It could come anytime, and if it does, then you could maybe be even talking about another pit stop before this race is over if they just keep going green.
Got to give a tip of the hat to these guys. This is some close racing that these guys are doing very cleanly.
Yes, they are. That battle up front between Galvin and Guerin, a real good one right now. They keep swapping that spot pretty well, but Corey Connor, the Tiger, is up front running hard. But I'll tell you what, there goes Dan Guerin to the inside. He just moves right past him. Those two teammates doing a little bit of leapfrogging, but guess who's caught this pack? Big Joe Hassard is there. Brandon Lincoln, he is there. They have now officially caught the top 3, Bill.
Absolutely. If they're back in there, this is the type of pack racing that IndyCar in real world, oh my goodness, as Lincoln almost cut off the nose of Big Joe Hassard there. Whew. This is the kind of pack racing that IndyCar is trying to get away from. You know, the sister track to this Michigan is California, very similar. And one of the last, it might have been the last race that this series put on in the real world racing, had horrible pack racing that had my throat in my stomach, or my stomach in my throat, whatever happens there. It had shades of the Dan Weldon tragedy. Every race, every lap, I couldn't help but see it. But fortunately, these guys don't have to worry about injury.
Lincoln off the wall. Lincoln off the wall coming out of 2. He slapped it. That was a tank slapper, baby. He is off pace, dropping like a rock.
He was behind Jason Galvin there. Got behind Jason, then got a little bit wide, put it in the wall. Big Joe Hassard was able to get around him.
And, sir, in this series, we say the push is real. And I believe it caught up with Brandon.
Yeah, you can see that he just got behind that blue machine there, and the car wouldn't turn.
No, sir, it wouldn't. And that is a real condition in these DW12s. They will start to push, and push hard they will when these tires start to run off a little bit. And in that draft and in that run, man, it is just a wicked thing to hang on to.
Well, they came in at lap, they threw the yellow at lap 14, if memory serves right. Now we're lap 34, so that was 20 laps ago. So the tires are getting a little more worn than they were before.
Starting to see it back through the field. Cars getting really loose off the turn. Stouffer was one of them. He just had a little bit of trouble coming off and got a little wiggle out of the right rear. Starting to make those right rear tires a little bit angry. as we get a little bit deeper into the run, about 20, 21 laps on them right now.
So here's what happened. Big Joe Hassard was able to catch back up into the lead. So now it's a 4-car pack, and he was able to bring all those guys with him. But when Linkerman had the issue, then Stouffer dropped back. These guys have fallen back now, so it's a 4-car pack. And now George Anzaldo is going to have to do his best to get back up there to the guys.
Yeah, George, kind of the loser in that deal. He did slip back, but I'll tell you what, don't give up on Chris Stouffer and George yet, man. They're coming. They're not too far back, and this little battle that Galvin and Big Joe are having right now is kind of allowing them to maybe get there. We'll see if those two, Galvin and Hassert, can behave enough to maybe widen that gap. But I got to be honest, looks like those guys are starting to move just a little bit.
And keep in mind, we might have seen that some of the cars that were up there earlier may have showed their hand and been dropped back a little bit. We haven't seen names that we saw up there earlier, like Goke was up there. We haven't heard much from James Krahula yet, sitting back in 9th position.
Yeah, James just taking it easy. He knows he's got another caution flag, taking care of the car, because again, there's no free repairs. So the name of the game is take care of the car. But Bill, we have just about hit the halfway point in this race, and we're now on the edge of our seat, wondering when is that next caution going to come out.
I would imagine they'd want to save it. I probably don't want to have a green flag pit stop, so I'm not sure how far they can run. We'll see how far they've gone. So far, they've put in, they're on lap 38, so there's 24 laps they can go. Guerin, and look at those guys, Guerin and Connor out there for that team. Nailed it. Boy, those guys are impressive.
They were three wide just behind him. And you had Stouffer and Zaldo and Jake Wright three wide coming across the line. That pack of 5 right there, pretty strong. But like I said a few minutes ago, things kind of spreading out just a little bit. Our leaders have broken away from Big Joe Hassert and Jason Galvin, and they're now sitting in the middle. But the battle behind them, those two guys, is Stouffer and Anzaldo. They've started to break away, so you've got 3 sets of cars and then 3 just behind. Man, you got to think these tires have got to start to be real challenging. It is kind of hot out on the track. It's 99 degrees, so the grip has got to start to be running out here at some point. They're still turning incredible speeds, up to almost 230 miles an hour heading into turn 3 right there.
Well, it's kind of like a dance contest right now. You have the pair of 2, a little couple out in front there doing the 1-2 step dance, and then you have Big Joe teamed up there with Galvin. They're in a nice little dance here, 1-2 dancing, swapping back positions. And then you had Elzaldo and Stouffer together, but now their dance partners, they're getting a little crowded. Somebody's trying to may I butt in, because it's Jake Wright getting into the show, bringing also in there Tony Lurkuk. James Krahula also still running in 9th position back there. We're on board with Lurkuk right now, looking ahead of Wright. You can see on the screen they're running in 9th position. James Krahula behind him. We pan back. There's our director doing some fancy camera work. There's James. Give a wave, James.
Still a good battle here. Stouffer leading the pack. Oh, got a car just behind. Krahula's in. Krahula making a pit stop.
Interesting. Lap 42. They were in at 14. 14, 24, yep. 34. That sounds like 28 laps.
Here comes Pierre Deigel. He's coming in. Just made the call. Oh, there goes Big Joe Hassard. Here we go. The dominoes are starting to fall, Bill.
Well, now they can't throw that yellow now. They got to wait for this to start out. So I know that the yellow's not going to come for a couple laps to go. Everybody coming in. Tiger Connor going to stay out all by himself, and that's probably a mistake. Although that yellow, they know another yellow's coming, so it's not too costly. A lot of guys coming in.
Well, you certainly got to hope the man in the ivory tower won't throw that caution flag right now.
Now, from the quality of this league that I've seen so far, they know better than to do that.
Yeah, there might be a lynching, I'm thinking, if he decided to throw that card right now.
Here comes Tiger right now, and there's a herd follow him there. George is coming in. Jake is coming in. Jonathan coming in.
Joe Branch making his way in. Yes, sir. Hey, everybody. Those guys that stayed out coming in.
Now this
Tony
is
Lurcock still on the track.
Brandon Limkeman is coming in now with that damaged car. Be interesting if he wants to do a repair here. Maybe he might want to try to take that thing out and get the repair under the next yellow. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think you want to do it under green.
Yeah, he's got some right side damage on that car. He could probably get it repaired if he's got time, but he doesn't have time now. He needs to get going.
He may want to tell that pit crew, never mind, just get me back out there and we'll fix it next time.
Car's still sitting there. He's down off the jack.
All he really wants to do is stay on the lead lap. That would be his goal.
Yeah, he's out, but he did take a little bit of repair. That pit stop about 11 seconds longer than everybody else, so he did try to get a little bit fixed on that car.
Looks like Tony Lurcock is going to go a lap down, as there goes your leader by him right now, Tiger Connor. Connor's going to be, he's got Limkeman in his sights. Brandon is saying, now the yellow. Bring the yellow out now.
Well, as far as my timing and scoring goes, that's everybody. Everybody came in, got their pit stop. Jason Galvin back here trying to split the middle. He does it. 3 wide. As they come out of 4 across the start finish line, Galvin with the bold move gets in front of Jake Wright. Galvin up to 4th place. Man, what a move that was, Bill.
And look who's ahead of Galvin. We talked about him. We said we're not seeing much from him so far. It's James Krahula. Running back there in 9th position the whole time. Apparently, maybe saving fuel back there or something. Boy, very fast pit stop for him.
I'm thinking he's probably made that decision. It's time to get busy. And he is. And now he's going to battle with Galvin. And Krahula got quite a fight on his hand. Galvin been fast all night. Can Krahula work with him, and can they get to our leaders? They got a little ways to go. They've opened up now just over a 2-second distance on those guys.
Krahula might have short field. He might have said, I know there's a yellow coming. Maybe I'll just get enough in here to get to that yellow that I'm sure is going to come pretty soon, and maybe get some positions on the track that way. May cost him a little bit later, since he took less, he'll have to take more next time. But Krahula, meanwhile, making a move into 3rd position as he goes around Galvin.
I think you are on to something there. Krahula, his pit stop was just about a second better than everybody else. You might have gotten onto something there. He might be playing a little bit of fuel strategy.
Bad news for Brandon Limkeman, who has gone now a lap down. That yellow flag didn't come soon enough for him. So, you have that hashtag nailed it. Running 1-2 right now. It's Connor and Guerin. But it'll be Guerin and Connor by the time they go around the back straight here. And then probably Connor and Guerin again as they come around the front straight.
Yeah, and those two won't do anything to mess each other up. No, not at all. They've been racing together for quite some time, and the battles are generally heated amongst teammates. They're starting to look a little bit more racy. With just 25 laps to go, I am quite sure they are starting to think about their end game, and I don't know that the team game really comes into play so much here in the All-Star race.
As Galvin now and Krahula, that little dance team, gets around the lap car of Brandon Limkeman. Big Joe Hazard now going around the lap car.
And they've picked up just about a half a second. They are starting to move. Galvin and Krahula there on the move, and here comes Big Joe Hazard. Now, he's not getting a whole lot of help, but he has caught the tail end of what appears to be just a bit of draft there from Krahula.
Now, Sean, I don't know what we've learned. We've been here for 52 laps. I don't know what we've learned. Maybe we've learned that Team Nailed It is pretty good. But I'm not sure if we're seeing all the cards, if the other drivers are showing their hand yet.
Yeah, well, we know we're gonna get another caution. So I don't know if all hands have been shown, but now that we know that that's going to happen, I don't know. We just have to see. I mean, it's going to come out with 10 to go. Could that be the play?
Yeah, we saw some names make their way up to the front. I think Jonathan Goke made his way up for the front, was a leader for a little while. It was happening so fast that I actually couldn't keep notes. The laps were changing, but memory serves, he was up there. So it might have been, as Goke goes really wide. Oh, commentator's curse there.
Oh, and that does bring out the yellow. Well, no, that was actually, I'm sorry, that was the competition yellow being thrown there.
Well, as far as Goke is concerned, that was good because he had lost all of his rhythm. So, oh my goodness, he got wide. Well, now we'll see what happens here as they come in. It'll be a battle in pit lane.
Oh, I know some guys are working on their fuel right now. They're just crunching the numbers and seeing how little they can put in that tank. They may not even take tires.
Now, something we may want to watch here is James Krahula. I think it may be a pay me now or pay me later type thing, where he came in. I have a hunch he's going to need a little more fuel than the rest of these guys, because I don't think he took as much as the rest of them in that pit stop when they all came in under green. So we'll see what happens here. He's currently running third. He's got the two Nailed It drivers ahead of him. He's got Galvin. We know what Galvin can do. We saw that in the transfer event. Big Joe Hassard seems to have a car underneath him today, running in 5th position. Chris Stouffer, we know that he has something under him as we saw him win the transfer event. George Anzaldo, haven't seen much from him running in 7th.
Yeah, but he's in the mix.
He is.
He's in the mix. He's hanging in there. George with that hot new paint scheme this year, and I'll tell you what, he's going to be one to watch this season. I got a little interest in watching George throughout the year, and hoping with all this help he's gotten this season there and the admin team that he can focus a little bit more on his drive week in and week out. But here we go. Here go the pit stops. Everybody coming in, Bill.
I'm so glad they had this all-star races to see him backed up there, everyone waiting for their pit stall. Gives us a chance as announcers to get to learn the drivers, and you viewers to get to learn the drivers. Remember, stay with us. This is an exciting series, oval and road, as they come down into pit lane now. Connor out in front, Garen in second. Connor ducks in, looking to make sure everybody gets in nicely. Don't see anything buddy backing up. Looks like everybody gets in clean. So now who's going to be first to pull out? First car movings are the Nailed It boys. And they did Nailed It. Out first, Garrett. Galvin in second.
Yeah, Galvin with a very quick pit stop. In fact, Galvin going to cycle out in first, according to my timing and scoring here. A
little argument going on there about who owns that position.
Maybe. Right now, though, Galvin looks like about 3/10 of a second quicker than most everybody behind him. In some cases, almost a full 5/10. So, yeah, Galvin with a little bit of strategy, a little something up his sleeve there.
Now, ahead of Galvin, you were saying, what's going on there? What's that car ahead of Jason there? Well, that's Brandon Linkman, who still needs to come around. He's going to get the wave around. He got his lap back that way. Galvin came out in second, Garen in third, Connor in fourth. I want to go all the way back to see James Krahula. We wondered about him. Come on, fourth out of the pits. He's got to be happy with that. Big Joe Hassard.
Lemkeman, he is making his way in, getting that pit stop in. But Galvin will be the leader of this race. We'll get restarted. It'll be go time, baby. Not a lot of time to get things done. And, we're going to see them bunch up, get together, and we'll see more of that slingshotting. But this time, it'll be for the win. Setting up to make your move is going to be so critical. The timing of it, that's everything. That is your win. When do you make that move? When do you try to get the run? How do you time it? These guys are going to have just a few laps left to figure that out, dial it in, and then make their decision with two or three laps to go.
Galvin up there in front. Now, again, to keep those cars separated, you can tell them apart. Guerin has the citrus-colored wheels, his partner in the dark wheels, dark rims, Tiger Connor. James Krahula back in fourth. Big Joe Hassard in fifth. Chris Stouffer, that beautiful black machine, Adrenaline Motorsports machine. Last season's champion, the youngster, Jake Wright, 7th position. The lights are off on the pace car. It's going to jump into the pits, and we're going to have an 18-lap sprint. Can they keep it clean? Will there be a yellow? Little different attitude from the guys now, as this is for all the marbles. 19 laps, 18 to go as Jason Galvin takes them across the timing line. Dan Guerin in second. Connor very nicely single file as they go all the way back. Starts to bunch up a little bit farther back there. Stouffer on the outside being passed by Wright. So here comes the youngster, last season champion, starting to make his presence known. Meanwhile, Hassard making a move on the inside of Krahula. The front three stay single file.
Stouffer gets by Jake Wright back here. Moves himself up into sixth place. Jake Wright trying to take it back down below. They head into one. Jake gonna take it away. Nice run down on the inside there for Jake. Planting it down there on the yellow line. Getting it right up next to the wall as he comes off. Stouffer now getting a run. There's that run we keep talking about. It's just amazing, man. But now we got a battle for the lead up front once again.
Jason Galvin being double teamed by the Nail It crew as they both go by him. Galvin moved from first back to third in one corner, and now they go side by side ahead of him, leaving nowhere for Jason to go. They start to split up, and that opens it up for Jason to go down to the inside, but he's all by himself. He's not going to get a draft there. There's no help, and that gives the momentum to Guerin. Guerin was able to tuck in behind the leader and get a pull, and he gets around him, and now Galvin's going to follow him around into second position, cuts the nose off of the car behind him. Connor, Tiger says no problem. Now Galvin takes the lead as they go into one. Galvin gets it, but meanwhile all this battling is allowing Krahula and Big Joe Hassard and Chris Stouffer to get in the mix. I think we're going to have a 6-car battle here. Again, the teammates are very close to getting together up in front. Oh, Sean, it's exciting.
Yeah, like I said, those two will never do anything to mess each other up. Don't worry about that. The battle behind him is, though, it's coming. Big Joe Hassard down on the inside of Guerin. He's bringing Krahula with him. There's Stouffer in the mix. Man, that's it. There's the battle now. 6 cars. You called it, Bill. They made it.
Somebody's going to have to make a beer run because the party just got a lot more crowded. They get together into the wall. Krahula gets into the back of... Who's spinning back there? It's Dan Guerin. Dan Guerin in the 8 machine. Puts it in the wall.
Yeah, we're going to look at it from James Krahula's view. Man, that unfolded pretty quick. And it always does at 200 miles an hour.
Oh my goodness, I was watching back. I didn't realize that Krahula took a flight.
Yeah, Krahula there just gets he gets hung up with Dan Guerin through the turn. You're going to see the contact here on screen. Krahula moved up just a little bit. We go on board with Guerin. I think we're going to get a chance to look at that here in just a moment. Yeah, James might have started to fight the handle on that just a little bit. Here we go. We're on board with Guerin now, Bill. And we're going to see here, Krahula come into the picture. He's just down there below. You see his wing. He's getting the move down on the inside. And that car starts to move up just a little bit. And Guerin, there we go, mixing his name up. Garen, just the unfortunate bystander right there, and that's what I'm seeing.
And then Krahula got up into the catch fence. Fortunately, it's very easy for the two-dimensional fans to miss the debris there because they have a very, very narrow target to hit. So Garen and Krahula both out with 12 laps to go.
Boy, Garen was having quite a race. That's a real shame. He has already left the server and decided it's just not worth moving on. That car got cracked up pretty bad. Still, we have 12 cars in this race. Got to get a chance to restart with just maybe about 10 laps to go, Bill, in my estimation here.
Well, this will be interesting now. The way that I see tires playing, and how easy it is to get up through the field, I wouldn't be surprised to see everybody come down for another fresh set. Let's see if they decide to do that. You hate to give up your position, but really, I mean, Tiger Connor, worst case scenario, comes in, nobody else does. He has fresh rubber, and he starts from, 10th spot. 13, I guess it'd be 12th spot, but still, I think that would almost be worth it. Let's see what these guys do this time around.
Well, you're going to have a sprint to the finish with less than 10 to go. Do you want fresh tires? I think I do.
I think I'm coming. I think everyone's coming. Let's see.
Baby needs new shoes. Let's do it.
I think anywhere from even 5 laps to go, I think I'd be coming in. That would be kind of clever. Let's see what these guys do now. Are they playing? Is he trying to fool them, staying outside? Yes, that's soup. You don't know what you're talking about. Go back to road racing.
Yeah, no,
Nobody's coming.
I don't know what I'm talking about either.
Well, now I don't see the point, though. These guys in the back, there's a wise. Now there's my guy. Oh, Brandon Lincoln probably coming in. I see no reason why, if you're Jorge Anzaldo, why you wouldn't come in. You have nothing to lose. Oh, he did. Okay.
Well, Bill.
All right.
The lights are out on the pace car, so any chance you had of pitting, we're thinking about it. It's gone now, baby, because we're getting ready to crank this thing back up and probably going to do it right to the checkered flag.
Yeah, I'm looking at the drivers who came in. They came in. Joe Branch came in, and then looks like the only other one was Anzaldo came in as well. So I think those are the only guys in the front that came in. So we'll keep an eye on those guys. We'll start from the back. See if they're able to make their way through the field. I like their chances.
I'll tell you what, if this lead group gets a good start, it's going to be really hard, Bill. We've seen it takes several laps to get that run, to get up to that next group in front of you, and I just don't know if they're going to have enough time back there.
But Tiger has lost his wingman now with his partner being out, Garen being gone, so he's going to have to do it all by himself. It's got to make Galvin a little happy because he felt like he must have been fighting 2 for 1 there as he had both those nailed guys to get around. All right, here we go as they come around. Lap 65. They'll have 10 to go when they cross the start-finish line. Tiger Connor out in front. Jason Galvin right behind him, really close. Joe Hassard right behind him.
Oh, the accordion is out back here. They get stacked up across the line, Bill.
Everybody getting around okay. A nice jump. Connor out to a nice jump. It doesn't really matter because Galvin's going to be able to gobble him up. Big Joe Hassard running in third. Here comes Galvin. Is he going to try to make it now? Going to make it on the outside there as Connor takes the defensive line. That's something we haven't seen much. Making Galvin do it on the outside. We're learning a little bit there, and it doesn't work. Galvin is not going to get the pass done. Connor trying to hold the inside line. And now they go 3 wide, dive into the inside, coming way from behind. Moving up there is that... there he is again. Jonathan Goke is back in the hunt. We knew he would be up there again in that Pepsi machine. Keep an eye on him. He was fast earlier, and he's fast now when it counts. Connor out in front.
Goke is legendary badass. Oh, Jesse Vincent spins into the wall. Yellow flag is out, coming out of 3 into 4.
Anzaldo also caught in it. Oh my goodness, as we're looking at... mercy.
The death spiral. He's in the death
Somebody
spiral.
stop it.
That's Jesse Vincent. And they tried to make it 4 wide. They tried, and it didn't work out. Actually, it looks like there might have been a little bit of netcode between Vincent and George Anzaldo.
My wife is actually in the booth here with me, and she's stunned by what she's seeing happening to poor Jesse. It's okay, honey.
Yeah, we'll get one more shot of it from up top here. Take a look down on the field. They try to make it 4 wide. That's never a good situation, obviously. But I don't know if there was contact so much as there was maybe just a little bit of netcode there, Bill. On my replay, that's kind of what I saw. But man, that was a tough condition. Jesse still spinning down on the field.
I don't know what's going to happen to Jesse there. Can they throw the green on this situation? He's got to try to... I don't know if he can get out of that. I can't help but giggle a little bit. It's some of the...
Yeah, Jesse on the radio right now asking, where is he? He has no idea where he's at on the track.
Oh. Some kind of like a test that they do for the astronauts there for poor Jesse. Okay, he finally was able to exit that the torture machine that was his vehicle. Now we're on lap 69. Tiger Connor out in front. Big Joe behind him.
You know, Bill, I've looked at that replay several times here now, and man, you could have gotten a cutting board between him, at least a cutting board between him. Yeah, it was just the dreaded netcode reared its ugly head and got those boys. That's a tough break with just laps to go.
I remember doing an interview I did as the lights are still on, so it looks like they're going to go around more time. I did an interview with, his name is Wyatt Gooden. He's a real-world racer and a very good sim racer. And I asked him what the difference was between the two in racing. And he was talking about in real-world racing how he could race much closer than he could in sim racing. In sim racing, he always had to give that extra cushion because you don't see as well and you just don't know what the netcode has in store for you.
Yeah, that's true. Something you definitely got to be aware of, and you know, especially in these open wheel cars, it just seems like they're more susceptible to hitting that netcode.
But I don't see how these guys could race effectively without having to put their car in jeopardy like that. I mean, you've got to be able to put it within a couple inches of the guy next to you, or you're just not going to be able to make a move.
You're going for the win, man. I mean, you know, there's $20 at stake tonight.
Yeah,
$20 is $20, baby, and that's on the line. And of course, the trophy of being the All-Star Race winner. These All-Star races here in the Lionheart series, they are coveted, man. And they've been talking about it all week leading up, and how there's, you know, a lot of tension can arise from these All-Star events. Been a pretty good one tonight. I don't know how much tension there's going to be. We still have to get to a finish. And Big Joe Hassard is sitting there in second place. Corey Connor is going to have a mirror full of Big Joe. We can't forget about Jason Galvin, but I'll tell you what, Big Joe sitting in second place with just laps to go. This is going to be one to watch, Bill.
Oh my goodness, I've taken a sip here. 5 to go. Pace car is in. Tiger Connor paces the field, gets a great jump on Big Joe Hassard. Probably won't matter much as Hassard's going to be able to gobble him up. But Connor way out in front. Hassard now being challenged on the outside now by Jason Galvin.
Big Joe don't want to let him get too far away. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Galvin with a good start. So did Goat. Goat got a really good start. Now the rest of them behind, they've got just too far to go. Not enough time to get there. I really don't think Goat looking to the inside already. All the way down on the yellow line. he's digging.
I think Goke might be the man to beat. I think he's been holding back. I think he hasn't shown what he's got, and now with 5 laps to go, it's time for him to do. Goke tries to squeeze up in between. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to cut the nose off of Galvin, but Galvin was able to get off the back of him. Goke now on the inside with Big Joe Hassard on the outside. They're all following Connor. Tiger Connor trying to go to the inside now. He's been protecting that inside line lately, and it seems to work for him. I think Connor has caught on to something, but he drifts a little bit wide, maybe because of room from Goke. Goke trying to find a line. Look at Connor, protect the inside. Connor, very defensive. Goke having to move to the outside, and that's going to make it 3 wide now.
Oh, there comes Galvin. Galvin just behind. He makes the move to the inside, has to back off just a little bit. That car had been pushing. There's Goke up front trying to make the move on the outside. Corey making the car wide. The Tiger, Jonathan Goke heading down the backstretch fighting. Big Joe gets into the back of Jonathan Goke.
A love tap, and now they drift, and Connor gets into the side of the blue machine of Goke. But Goke was able to save it. Connor's still out in front.
The
3 to go.
Was real for Goke. 2 to go, Bill. We got 2 to go, baby.
2 to go.
Here comes Galvin on the outside.
Connor's still taking that defensive line now that he has stumbled upon. It seems to work for him, but it's not going to be able to hold off Galvin. Galvin's trying to find a spot. Now moving to the outside is Joe Hassard. Hassard looking for a spot, and then there's Coke in the back. And now coming into the mix is Christopher has shown up for the party with Pierre Daigle also, and it's a 6-car race as they go into the final lap. Connor in the lead, trying to protect the inside. On the inside, looking for a place to go is Jason Galvin. He's backed off. He's checked up, and he can't do it. Big Joe Hassard now with the run. He's got the run, but again, Connor protects the inside, forcing Hassard, Big Joe to the outside. They're 2 by 2. Look at Connor protect that inside position. He starts to drift a little wide. He's still got the lead, but now a run from Coke in the back. Hassard to the line, and it looks like it's going to be Connor gets the win. Big Joe Hassard in second, Goke in third, Galvin in fourth. Pierre Daigle gets in there in 5th. Christopher in 6th. Oh, my.
Oh, my is right, man. What a finish. Can you believe it? So many cars fighting for the win there at the end. What a race. Man, that was great.
Great racecraft by Tiger Connor there, discovering that inside line to hold those guys off. Whew. All right. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to have a sip of some hot tea with lemon. We will be back for run down the entire field, post-race interviews, and then closing credits. Be back very shortly. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's post-race coverage of the Lionheart Series, the All-Star event. And boy, what an event it was, and it was fun to watch and to call, actually, up here in the broadcast booth. Let's run down the entire 17-car field for your winner today. Tiger Connor was able to discover that tight inside defensive line and made it work for him. Big Joe Hassard, runner-up's position. Jonathan Goke is going to be third. In the fourth spot, Jason Galvin wasn't able to follow up his success that he had in the transfer event, but still a nice finish from him. Pierre Daigle in the fifth position, followed by Chris Stouffer. Tony Lurkuk in the seventh spot. Oh, sorry, that's you, Sean. Sorry. Oh, no, I'm still going here. I've done this before. Go all the way down to 10th. There's Sue. Joe Branch is in eighth. Jake Wright down to ninth. And then rounding out the top 10, which was my responsibility, is Robert Bluen.
And in 11th, that's going to be Brandon Lincoln, and he didn't have as good a night as he had wished. First medical equipment sponsor there, but I'm sure he had fun. George Anzaldo, he'll come home 12th. Jesse Vincent, 13th. Dan Guerin, 14th. James Grahula, 15th. Drew Mott, 16th. And at the back of the field, 50 laps down, Michel de Jong will finish 17th.
Okay, let's see if we can run down some interviews here. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. Before we talk with Tiger, hang on for a second. We're going to do an interview, show you something. Sean, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, well, our winner, Corey's out there. He's having a little bit of fun and trying to celebrate, and then ran into just a little bit of trouble on the track. Let's take a look at that here on the replay. He's cutting his donuts, having a good time. Everything's moving along real smooth, and comes back up on the track. Let's get that screenshot there in front of the winner's stand. And that got interrupted slightly.
Well, I guess that's
what we call big air.
That's quite a celebration. Hey, Tiger, can you hear us? You okay after your little your little moonshot there?
Well, we are Team Nailed It, so I figured that'd be an appropriate way to celebrate.
Great race. Well, let's talk here. A couple questions. You're running real good. You lost your wingman, though.
Yeah. It was mainly me and Dan up there. Once that second competition caution came out, grouped the field up. We had Jason Galvin getting involved in it. And then another caution just broke it up between me and him.
Yeah, would have been when they knew the cautions were coming, it kind of changed the dynamic of the race. A lot of guys could sit back there until the last part. Let's talk about this inside line that you discovered there late in the race that seems to really work for you there. Guys had a hard time going wide on you.
Yeah, I know up high is usually the best preferred line for Michigan, but with pack racing, it was kind of easier to defend my position on the lower line, forcing them up on the higher, longer line. So I decided to just run that line and see how it worked out. And before the last caution came out, I determined it was a really good line to keep for the last 5 laps.
Did the setup feel good for you?
Yeah, the setup felt perfect. I mean, even behind traffic, it didn't push too much. You still had a lot of control of the car when you got behind in the dirty air, so it felt really good for me.
Okay, before we let you go, tell the fans a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What you do? If you're married, single?
I live in Memphis, Tennessee. It's not the best town to be for sure, but it's decent.
Elvis country.
I have been in a relationship for 5 years now, and outside of all of that, I basically ref soccer and work a part-time retail job.
All right, what's your girl's
Nothing
name?
too special.
What's your girl's name?
You'll be shocked to find out it's not a girl. It's gonna be a guy. His name's Lucas O'Keefe.
Hey, congratulations.
Currently long distance, but we're working on planning to move together. Hopefully summer.
Does Lucas watch the races?
He does. He was actually watching today.
Lucas, your guy won it. Congratulations to Your winner today, as it is Tiger. Tiger, is that your real name? What's your real name?
It's Corey. I
I'm
wish it
going.
was Tiger.
I
That would
love to.
be
No,
great.
no. Tiger's good for me. Tiger Connor, your all-star winner. Congratulations, Connor. And we will.
Thank you. It feels great to open up season like this.
All right. Good luck to you. You run a full schedule the whole season?
I'm gonna do my damnedest.
Terrific. All right. Tiger Connor, your winner today. Sean, who you got?
Man, I've got the man to watch week in, week out. That would be Big Joe Hassert in the house. Big Joe Hassert with a second place finish tonight in the All-Star race, brought to you by First Medical Equipment, the number 11 Artercat machine. Joe, did you have a little bit of fun out there tonight?
It was fun. I had a lot of fun. Might have had a heart attack, maybe a stroke. I definitely can still feel my blood pressure right now. It was fun.
That was a wild finish. Take us through that last lap if you can, real quick.
Well, I was side by side with Corey going down the front stretch. I was waiting for John to pop out on the outside, and he never did. So I was able to get my line into one there, and just came out of the draft behind Corey like I had planned, and got the run down the back stretch, popped out. He kind of pushed up a little bit to get me to go out wide, and then he pushed up a little bit, and then 3 and 4, and I think that might have scrubbed a little bit of speed. Looking at the replay, I gave him way too much room. But man, I thought I had the run there. It was really close. This might be the happiest you ever hear me for taking second place, but because that was really fun.
Well, I don't know, Joe. I've heard you pretty happy before, buddy, on many occasions, and I know you've had, some legendary battles with Goke before. You two are no strangers to the track. That had to have been really fun.
Yeah, it was. With a few to go there, him and Corey were side by side for the lead, and they left a lane, and I had a run, and I was gonna take it. I was there. I thought, and then Goke slammed the door. I thought we were going in the wall. I thought it was done right there. And then Corey comes back, and he almost puts him in the wall, and I was like, well, I guess we're gonna find out how much wing I have left on the car, and it was still there. So we made her around, and I don't know. I thought I was gonna have it.
Well, got a long season ahead. I imagine you will be a factor, and your entire team, Unacceptable No Name Racing. Joe, what do you think about your chances for a championship this year? I know you'd love to have one.
Well, they added a lot more road courses, so we'll see how that goes. I guess I got to practice a little. Towards the end of last season, I was starting to come on a little bit better in the road courses. I think if I can make some top tens and stay clean, I think I'll have something for the championship. Last season, I had 2 wrecks in double points races, so that really hurt me. And it's gonna be fun. I'm not one of those guys who's gonna sit there and just take second place every race. I'm gonna try to win. So I'll be up there.
Well, season 4 is a long one. 22 big races a week. Races this season. We see you next week at Homestead. I'm sure you guys will probably get to practicing on that, and probably even after we get done with these interviews.
Oh yeah, we'll be practicing. I've been fast there. I've won a couple practice races already, so I'll hopefully improve on my finish there last season, and I know I have a win at Homestead, so hopefully I can add to that total and start the season off strong.
Joe, thanks for coming in. We'll see you on the track, and maybe we'll even catch you on ESPN throwing darts.
Sounds good. May 3rd, I'll be in Vegas throwing darts, so they'll probably be on a couple YouTube channels. Maybe I'll make a few appearances on camera.
All right, well, bring home some money, baby. That's what we want. Bring home the money. Congratulations again on that second place. We will talk to you soon. But right now, we got to bring in the man that we were just talking about here with Big Joe. Jonathan Goke, Staff Sergeant Goke, back with us. Hey, welcome aboard Season 4. Hoping you're going to make the whole thing this time, man. Good to see you here in the celebration, getting yourself on the podium for the All-Star race.
John, how are you, man? There are not many words that can explain this race. It was just insane. I hope it looked good for you guys and everybody else out there.
Oh, it was an exciting finish. I got to tell you, I just asked Joe to take us through that last lap. I want to hear your version of that last lap.
I think either coming to the white flag or coming to 2 to go, me and Tiger kind of got into it a little bit. I shoved up the track. I thought I was dead. I thought I was heading into the wall, but I kept the gas into it, and I tried getting the run. I tried to block Joe coming up the middle. My heart was pounding so much. It was every single move I made was a split decision move. I couldn't set a run up. I could not do anything on the fly. It was just probably one of the best races I've had in a long time, and just perfectly sums up what Lionheart's going to be this season.
So that's the big question. Are we going to see you for the full season this time?
I should be able to hit every single race. Of course, things could change in my schedule, but as of right now, I'm going to be here for the full season.
Man, we sure hope we can keep you in for the entire season. You bring a lot of excitement to the league, and tonight you proved it once again. That was just an incredible finish. There were really about 6 of you fighting for the win there on the last lap. My money was on you. I fell a little bit short, but that's all right, man. You had a great run. As we do get the season kicked off and we head to Homestead, what do you think? You plan to be here all season? You like your chances for a championship?
I think so. I mean, I'm a little bit worried about the roadside because I've never been better, but I've got a new pedal set. I think I'll put in a lot of practice laps. But since we started off at Homestead, I mean, our season opener last year, I finished off with a second. I think I will be able to get the season started strong there.
Yeah, and that is important, getting that season started strong. You definitely don't want to find yourself there at the back or even just losing laps to the rest of the field. So we go to Homestead and lots of practice, I'm sure, in between. Congratulations again on getting to the podium, and we will see you soon, friend.
All right, thanks a lot, Sean. Thanks for all of the crew at GSRC.
Hey, Jonathan, a soup here. Before you go, I'm going to ask you one quick question. I'm going to put you on the spot, make you think quick here. Your favorite racing movie?
Days of Thunder.
There you go. All right. Thanks a lot. There goes Jonathan Goke. I'm not sure if I agree with him on that one, but he had to do it quickly. Well, if he's still here, let's talk about him now while he's here. All right.
Hang on. Let's clear that up real quick here.
No. Go ahead.
Are you still there, Goke?
No, I moved. He left us here. I think, Joe, we'll ask these guys we'll ask that once a race here this season. We'll take a little poll. So Days of Thunder leads our poll here for favorite racing movie.
Well, that could be more a how shall I say this without being mean? Could just be an age thing, Bill. You know what I mean?
Prettiest co-star, I'll say that much. Okay, that'll wrap it up for us here at the Global Sim Racing Channel. We're going to now listen, pay attention to these people leave right now. We have sophisticated like CIA technology that can track if you pay attention to these things. These are the people that pay for this stuff. So I want you guys to all pay attention. We're tracking you, and we know who you are if you're not listening to these plugs. Thanks to First Medical Equipment. They offer durable medical equipment, sales, rental, and service. Also, home modifications, such as stair lifts. Those are cool. And ramps, power wheelchairs and scooters, lift chairs, CPAP machines, oxygen machines, flux capacitors, whatever you want, they need it. They got it. They service the southwest corner of Iowa, but I think if you call them, they can order stuff mail order. What I want all you guys to do, if you know somebody who has a walker, I want you to call these guys. Visit firstmedequipment.com, and I want you to see if you can get a cup holder for the walker. They make them. They're cool. People with walkers can't hold the cup and walk at the same time. Get a cup holder. Tell them you heard about them on GSRC, and tell them Soup sent you, okay? We'd also like to thank everybody at the Lionheart Racing League there for organizing the series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. Thanks to the companies, equipment, and software that you see on the screen right now that Amjad uses to make this broadcast happen. I have no idea what it does, but whatever it does, He seems to use it very well. The original music you heard today is thanks to Eric Echolm and Casey Lalonde. Now, you hear it on the race, but you can also get it for yourself digitally. So follow the directions on the screen right there to pick up some of that music right there. Thanks to my mate mate Sean Ambrose, our director Amjad Yam, and Dougie Beard for his terrific camera locations. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, your best bet is Global Sim Racing Channel. We're on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel. You know what? The Lionheart Leagues returns next week for real for the debut race of Season 4, March 16th from Homestead. Sean and I will be there. We hope that all of you will join us. For details about all the upcoming events, go to globalsimracingchannel.com. And now that the housekeeping is out of the way, it's time for us to go have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.